Elon Musk alleges $50 billion in fraud at Treasury after judge blocks DOGE audit, which is just ridiculous. Why would you block an audit like this? Why wouldn't you want this information out there for the people to know where our money is going to? It was the judge is definitely a Democrat activist. We're also going to talk about how Musk says DOGE and the Treasury agree on new anti-fraud measures to claw back the $50 billion in payment fraud. So we're going to talk about that as well. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Fox Business. And they report that Elon Musk responded to a federal judge's order temporarily blocking the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, access to sensitive Treasury Department data with a blitz of ex posts alleging shocking levels of potential fraud. The preliminary injunction issued Saturday by U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmayer backed 19 Democratic state attorneys general who claimed that giving DOGE full access to Treasury's payment systems violate the law. How? How does that violate the law? Hiring an outside body to audit something is not against any laws. But Engelmayer scheduled a February 20th hearing, until which time DOGE will have diminished access to Treasury data that includes Americans' Social Security, Medicare, veteran benefits, and tax refund information. But Musk said DOGE had already found major problems with the way the Treasury Department was paying America's bills before Engelmayer's injunction. Elon said, quote, Friday, I was told that there are currently over $100 billion a year of entitlement payments to individuals with no Social Security number or even a temporary ID number. How does this happen? How does people with no Social Security number or ID number get entitlement payments? Like I don't understand how does that happen? But he goes on to say, if accurate, this is extremely suspicious, Musk wrote hours after the ruling. When I asked if anyone at Treasury had a rough guess for what percentage of the number is unequivocal and obvious fraud, the consensus in the room was about half. Half. So $50 billion a year or $1 billion a week. This is utterly insane and must be addressed immediately. No joke. Like, how does that happen? The ex-Tesla and SpaceX owner and Trump confidant also implied that previous Treasury officials blocked their employees from investigating waste. Wow. He said, quote, nobody in Treasury management cared enough before, Musk wrote. I don't want to credit the working level people in Treasury who have wanted to do this for many years, but have been stopped by prior management. One of the goals are agreed upon by DOGE and the Treasury Department, Musk said, is to, quote, require that all outgoing government payments have a payment categorization code, which is necessary in order to pass financial audits. This is frequently left blank, making audits almost impossible, he added. Musk also stressed that all Treasury payments must also include a rationale for the payment in the comment field, which is currently left blank. So how do you just give someone money and you don't say what this money is given to this person for? How do you leave that comment section blank? Wow, that is crazy. He goes on to say, importantly, we are not yet applying any judgment to this rationale, but simply requiring that some attempt be made to explain the payment more than nothing, Musk wrote. The do not pay list of entities known to be fraudulent or people who are dead or are probable fronts for terrorist organizations or do not match congressional appropriations must actually be implemented and not ignored. I agree. I mean, this is common sense stuff you would think the government was already doing. He continues, also, it can currently take up to a year to get on this list, which is far too long. This list should be updated at least weekly, if not daily, the entrepreneur added. The above super obvious and necessary changes are being implemented by existing long-time career government employees, not anyone from DOGE. So he says the Treasury is actually doing it now. Musk added that it is, quote, ridiculous that these changes didn't exist already, and revealed he was recently told of massive waste in entitlement payments to the tune of $1 billion per week. Everything at the Treasury was geared towards complaint minimization, he added. People who receive money don't complain, but people who don't receive money, especially fraudsters, complain very loudly, so the fraud was allowed to continue, just so they didn't have to deal with the complaints. Wow. So let's continue on with this updated news that we got from the Epic Times. Musk said Doge Treasury agree on new anti-fraud measures to claw back the $50 billion in payment. I think they kind of alluded to it a little bit on the from the Fox News, Fox Business article there. But the Epic Times reports that Elon Musk said Saturday that the Department of Government Efficiency and the U.S. Treasury Department have agreed on new anti-fraud measures aimed at preventing tens of billions of dollars in fraudulent government entitlement payments each year. In a February 8th statement shared on social media, Musk described the scale as utterly insane, citing the estimated at least $50 billion annually is being lost due to improper payments, which, you know, we already talked about, people getting money with no social security numbers or no temporary IDs. But it says, in discussion with Treasury personnel, Musk said he asked for an estimate of how much, oh yeah, we went over that part as well. Here we go with the new rules here. This is what I'm looking for. Under the new rules, every payment will also need to include a rationale in the comment. Currently, many government payments lack any explanation, making it difficult to assess their legitimacy, Musk said, while he emphasized that no judgment will be applied to these rationales at this stage. Requiring at least some justification for payments is expected to serve as a deterrent against waste and fraud. It makes, again, why the government wasn't doing this at first is beyond me. Another reform involves more effective implementation of Treasury's do not pay list, which is meant to prevent payment to fraudulent entities, deceased individuals, suspected terrorist fronts, and other entities or people who should not be paid by federal agencies. Musk said that this list has not been strictly enforced, with some payments still being made to flagged entities. How you got a flag entity, but you still getting money from the federal government? He also pointed out that it can take up to a year. You know, we talked about that already. Now, this is what I was looking for. Here's some new information here. The development comes as DOGE focuses its cost-cutting and efficiency-enhancing efforts at multiple federal agencies, including Treasury, as part of Trump's administration's broader aim of reducing deficits and eliminating fraud, waste, and abuse from government. Republicans have praised DOGE's efforts to identify government waste, while Democrats have denounced the body's actions as an abuse of power and its operations as skirting congressional oversight. So why do the Democrats why are they so badly against auditing and finding out where our money is really going? Why are they so against this? And then they lying and saying that like DOGE is going in and taking people's social security number and information. They're not even touching any of that. They're working with the Treasury they're asking the Treasury about what's going on. They haven't looked at anyone's social security number or anything like that. That's just the mainstream media fear mongering to try to make it like they're going in and stealing people information when that is not what they're doing. That is not what they're doing. there have been protests over Doge by members of Congress, and they look utterly ridiculous sitting there yelling. You see Maxine Waters with her wig falling off over there yelling at this man doing his job, trying to keep them out. They know they got no business going there anyway. They just going to try to stir stuff up, and they won't let them in to stir stuff up, and they got upset about it. Just crazy. Bessent recently defended Doge's actions at the Treasury. He said in an interview with Bloomberg that the Doge team is made up of highly trained professionals and, quote, not some roving band running around doing things, possibly in reference to claims by critics that Doge has embraced and is applying the adage move fast, break things, which is part of the Silicon Valley startup culture of being innovative, nimble, and disruptive. This is methodological. I'm struggling reading today. Methodical, and it's going to yield big savings, Bessent said of Doge's work at the Treasury. In a follow-up post on Saturday, Musk said that the reason no action was taken under prior Treasury leadership to tackle the $50 billion or more in fraudulent government payments is complacency. He said nobody in Treasury management cared enough before. And we talked about that from the previous article. So I'm sorry about that. They really didn't have much more to add. I thought they had much more to add in this article, but they really didn't. The same as what they was reporting in Fox Business. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Do y'all agree with Doge's methods by going in, shaking things up, turning things over, and looking for things, or are you like the Democrats and you don't care where your money is going? Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.